Welcome back to Just Kicking It. I go by Polo Show and I'm with the homie SOY. And we are here to talk about everything that happens in the world of hip hop. So first and foremost, we are artists first. So make sure to check out my music. My artist name is Polo Show. You can find me on all streaming platforms. I just dropped my debut studio album, Determination. 12 tracks, all fire. Definitely check that out. I'm available everywhere you can listen to music, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play. Go check for that. You can find me on social media at Poliano_DA_Don. What about you, Soy?
Check out my music on any streaming platform. Just look up On the Search for More SOY, and you'll find the album. Go to the artist page, hit that follow, just stream, because there's a lot of good music on there. Lifted Ones have their own music. We got a bunch of shit. You can find me on social media at The Only True Soy.
Yeah, so we are YYC Hip Hop Daily, recording in collaboration with Lifted One Records in Solid Studios. So make sure to follow Lifted Ones, that's lifted_ones on Instagram, YYC Hip Hop Daily on Instagram, and Solid Studios YYC on Instagram. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you are listening to this podcast on any other platform, make sure to follow us and give us 5 stars. With that being said, let's get right into it.
Let's do this.
So, the first thing we're going to talk about in the global world of hip hop is the Mayweather and Logan Paul fight.
Yeah.
I didn't actually check out this fight, but I know it's been very talked about. I know. Did you check this out?
Not entire. Definitely wasn't about to pay for this.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just such a weird circumstance. Like, even when it was announced, I'm just like, what? And I watched the highlights and stuff, and it was just super underwhelming, and it was kind of low. You know, Floyd didn't, like, destroy him, which was, like, interesting because he's, like, supposedly the best fighter of all time. So
right.
It shouldn't, even though there's a huge size difference, I think the experience should be able to outweigh the weight.
So did you see some of it?
I did see like the highlights of the
fight, and it didn't look like. I don't know, man. I'm just like, for me, Mayweather is like, is it 50-0 or 49-0? I think it's 50-0.
50-0, yeah.
50-0. If I'm 50-0, I'm not trying to draw with anyone. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not trying to draw with anyone, especially a YouTuber.
That'd be terrible.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, like one of us is getting knocked out. Like the ref is getting knocked out. He's trying to stop this.
Yeah, everyone went into it, I feel like, assuming that Mayweather was just gonna like just destroy. And I think he did. Like, if there was like a scorecard, I think he would have definitely won easy.
Oh, they didn't even do a score thing?
No,
so
bro.
They just like, so if no one was knocked,
he didn't take any chances.
Yeah.
Which is wise, I suppose.
Oh, so I guess he set all those rules in place, right? Because he's a promoter and whatnot.
I mean, he got $100 million off this fight.
Yeah, so we all know what this is. This is Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
You know, he just came to come collect the bag. You know,
just sparred.
That's what this was. I didn't have to see this to know what went down. Like, yeah, it sounded like Logan Paul obviously made some good money from this as well.
20 mil.
Yeah, and it's obviously anyone that fights them next is like, yo, I fought the guy who drew with Mayweather, you know, you know what I mean? It's just, at this point now, the fighting game, this is what this is. The fighting game is a publicity thing now, you know what I mean? People, at this point, yeah, like, I think of like Conor McGregor, and not to bring him up, but he's been on a losing streak, man. Like, he's not won in a while. Like,
yeah.
And I feel like, but he's still like I think he has a fight coming up with someone, right? Dustin. And it's still going to be a high-profile fight. Like, that guy's a high-profile guy as well. Yeah. And any fight he does, because at the end of the day, he's a showman, you know? Yeah. And that's like the new era of fighters. And not to knock Conor, because he can actually fight. I hope he gets back on his winning streak.
He can whoop both our asses.
Yeah, so like, but like, I feel like it definitely is like now, the fighting game is more about the showman, right? It's not even about being a skilled fighter. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know how well Logan Paul can fight, but he just successfully did a fight with, Mayweather. Like, in the promotion game, if I'm a promoter trying to throw a fight, I want Logan Paul, you know what I mean? Because now he's going to get me viewers.
I think he's a good fighter, man. Like, he's definitely, like, knows what he's doing. Like, I don't think he's just, like, an average fighter. Like, he's been doing it for 3 years now. Like, you have to have some sort of skill. It's just not enough to, like, he could never fight someone his size that does boxing. Like, he just couldn't do it. He would just, because the experience just outweighs everything. There's just things that you learn by doing it.
That's true.
So yeah, I don't know. It was underwhelming, and I definitely wasn't excited. Like I wasn't pumped for it, but I'm also not super into fighting like that. So it really was just like a riding the train of the publicity off of it. So
Yeah.
it did its job, I think. And I mean, they made crazy money. So I don't see how this is a loss for anyone.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's unfortunate because this is it's an L for the sport of boxing, right? Because it's like, man, what is this if these two guys are going to get together and not even have a determined winner, you know? Like, what is, you know what I mean? What are we doing here if we're not trying to find out who won, you know? So, and it seems like Mayweather is okay with that. This is not going to tarnish his record. This is a good look for the kid as well, Logan Paul. So it's like, yeah, this was just a publicity game. And so I guess you're right as far as, you know, the job, money was made, but at the end of the day, like the culture, the sport of boxing, you know, it's losing its prestige because of this, I feel like. Yeah.
For real.
On to our next topic here, Culture 3. The Migos have dropped their third studio album as a group after Culture 1, Culture 2, now Culture 3. 19 tracks. Both me and SOY have not heard it yet. We did not get time to digest those 19 tracks this weekend, but we listened to the first 2 tracks. The first track was co-signed by Jay-Z.
God.
By Hove over a text between Quavo and Jay-Z that he shared with academics.
Yeah.
So we've seen the text and it's just like Jay-Z was like, I like that track, Avalanche. So we listened to that track and then the second track had Drake on it. So, you know, we peeped that. Yeah, man. So obviously we shouldn't be rating it off 2 tracks and we'll talk more. But how do you feel about what we've heard so far?
I mean, it sounded good, man. Like, they're awesome. The 3 of them are really great together. I don't think they're very good individually. Just a personal opinion. I just think they play off each other. You know what I mean? But yeah, it sounds like the first beat was really unique. I really liked like the soulfulness of it. Like the first beat was really hard. Rapping was good. Like they're doing their thing. They're talking about money and hoes, and that's what they do. Like that's, you know. I think the first...
like, that's what they do.
They also have crazy ad-libs. Like, I honestly don't like the ad-libs. There's just too much. Oh, Offset. Well, you know. But I say Offset all the time. Just any room. But, yeah. The first Culture was like... it's a classic for sure. Like, it has like tons of songs on there that are just timeless records. Culture 2... was a letdown. I think it came out way too fast. They were kind of off the momentum. Instead of taking their time, they kind of just released some shit.
And a lot of people agree that album was like, I think it was 25 tracks.
Like, come on.
If that was a 15-track album, it would have been better. Like, it was just a lot of like filler. So yeah, that's how I feel like the game definitely feels like Culture 2 did not live up to Culture 1. And then Culture 3, we should not be judging it off the first 2 tracks. They're 19 tracks. But it sounds like the energy on this, it just sounds like they're coming in hungry. It sounds like they're coming in ready to redeem themselves after Culture 2 is what it sounds like.
Right.
The Drake track, what do you think about that?
It was cool. Just sounds like some, you know, club shit that just gonna play. It's definitely super catchy. I don't know. It was good. You know, it's not something I'm going to return to, I don't think. Not because...
I'll probably go back and listen to it again because we just listened to it the one time.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. You're right. I feel like it's definitely, as the world is opening up, I can see this doing some spins in the club. And that's what this Migos album is, you know? Like, that's what every album has their goals, right? And they're trying to get as much radio play or as much, you know, they're the commercial trappers, as they would put it, you know? So yeah, happy for them. You know, I feel like they're definitely pioneers of this trap sound, the triplet flow.
Yep.
You know, doing ad libs or getting more creative with your ad libs.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So, you know, shout out to the Migos. You know, it's a good look for the culture that they're dropping. You know, at the start of the summer here. I'll definitely be listening to this. On to our next topic here. Lloyd Banks drops a new album. Do you know the name of this album?
I don't.
Man, are you able to just look it up quick?
Yeah.
But I did listen to a lot of this album. It does have a lot of the street cats, like the current street cats they're killing it right now. I saw Rock Marciano, Freddie Gibbs, Benny the Butcher's on it. And so yeah, it's a grimy sound. So for those who don't know, Lloyd Banks is one of the original members of G Unit, which is 50 Cent's crew. And yeah, he's just back. We haven't heard from him in a while. I don't know when his last album dropped, but
last album was 2010. So this is almost 11 years.
So 11 years later, he drops an album, like a full body of work.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like he sounds hungry. A lot of bars, a lot of grimy slaps on this. Did you check this out?
I've heard a few songs. I didn't go to the full thing. I wasn't really digging the mix. I just wasn't liking some of the sounds. I didn't really enjoy too much. I think I really like Lloyd Banks, and I was like as a kid I was a huge fan. Like obviously G Unit was like a huge deal growing up, but so I've always been like a really big fan, and I really like his G Unit shit. And yeah, I don't know. I'll end up checking it out for sure. And I could see Lloyd Banks really doing well on like Griselda type beats.
It does. That's how I feel. I feel like the beats are very like Griselda-esque.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I feel like and it's not to knock anyone else, but it's definitely Griselda has definitely brought this wave that is allowing a lot of street cats or street rappers to excel right now. You know what I mean? I feel like that's not to say that it's all Derringer that produced all his album, but it's that kind of esque.
Right.
I feel like he's definitely riding on that wave where a Griselda fan can pick this up and be like, yo, this is that heat. It's got that Benny feature early in the album as well, so I know that's what they were trying to do. Yeah, definitely a solid body of work. One of our label mates, Infamy, he recommended this album to me this week, so he's definitely been riding around bumping this. So yeah, it's just that grimy shit, lyrical, and he's a New Yorker, so it's this is what you get.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out Lloyd Banks on the new album. What was the name again?
I already forgot. The Course of the Inevitable.
The Course of the Inevitable. Nice.
He also addresses 50 Cent on it, which I think is a long time coming. 50 had a book where I think we talked about it. 50 had a book he released, and he talked about Lloyd Banks, and he kind of talked to him in a derogatory way where he was saying like Lloyd is lazy, and like how he's not willing to adapt with the times. And I think that's an unfair criticism, because I think now we're seeing artists that don't necessarily adapt with the times, that don't do like the singing trap heartbreak thing, and they have their own lane. And so I think 50 Cent is definitely much wiser than but I think he was incorrect about Lloyd. I just think Lloyd is really passionate about rapping, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with just wanting to be. He looks up to Biggie and Pac, right? So he's wanting to do it for those guys. Like he wants to keep that lyricism alive, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like I understand 50's point of view, where he's like, if you want to get to the next level, you kind of have to sell out a bit. But I don't think that's true, really. Depending on who you are.
Do you know exactly what he said in addressing 50 Cent?
I don't remember the bar. He was basically just like doing counterpoints and kind of just defending himself. But yeah, that's what rappers do. If you're dressed, you're gonna talk about it in a song. You talk about your life. But
word.
I'm glad he said something, because
yeah, I feel that way as well. Definitely, I think I heard something about that. 50. I feel like 50 Cent is always, after he kind of after G Unit broke up, he kind of just bowed mouthed at everyone.
Dude, he said
he's still like in an ongoing beef with Young Buck,
Yeah, so. That guy is a little crazy, but he literally said he regrets ever doing G Unit. I'm bro, that's like one of your biggest parts of your career. Like,
nah, 50 Cent is just like your typical asshole, man. Like he's just like his default personality. But we love him, Like he's still a GOAT.
Yeah, he is. He put out Get Rich or Die Trying. He can literally do anything he wants.
Word. But yeah, shout out Lloyd Banks and congrats on the new album.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely be bumping this. So our next topic, Kanye West explodes at deposition and puts on Jesus mask.
You heard that right. That happened.
Yeah, so we looked into this and there's a tech company called My Channel, and My Channel was basically, they did a contract with, or Yeezy did a contract with My Channel to do some kind of tech stuff that would involve Yeezy ending up paying them like 10 million or something.
Just growing the brand.
Like, yeah, something like that. And they said they put like 10,000 man hours into it. They put about $7 million into the project. Long story short, Kanye didn't receive any money from Yeezy. So Yeezy, which is Kanye, is getting sued. And this was like, I saw the article we saw this whole thing going down for was in like August of 2020. And so now it's almost a year later. And this is now, they're now in court, so they're now at the deposition. And so, yeah, it looked like the blog I read this off, All Hip Hop, they acquired the documents from the deposition, and they know that Kanye was basically just acting a fool, man. He was basically like calling the lawyer boy the whole time, like just saying that he's fucking stupid, you know. And then at one point just put on, well, I don't know if I read it right. It looked like a hoodie that had like a print on it. So the hoodie covered his whole face and had like a print of Jesus on his face.
That's some sick shit.
Like
That's really weird.
Yeah.
Imagine being in that room. You're just like, why is this happening? Didn't it take place in 10 minutes?
Yeah, so that's what it also said. Like, all this went down in 10 minutes, man. Damn, man. That'd
almost be like a horror movie.
It said something in there, and I don't know, man, if that's right, because it was like, he said to the lawyer, you should be lucky that you're in a room and you get to depose the richest black man in America and a black Trump supporter.
Right.
Like, that was in there in quotation. I'm like, is Trump still saying that in 2021?
Yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe he was just saying that maybe because he saw a fellow Republican or something. I don't know. Like,
he was probably heated.
I don't know. I really don't know, man. That was definitely, I don't know. When I saw that was pretty weird. Because, yeah, Trump's not even, you know what I mean? Like, why are you saying that? What is the context of even throwing that in there? You're being sued right now.
I'm going to give Kanye the benefit of the doubt because I feel like most times a lot of people want to see him like look crazy or be crazy. And so hearing it from one source is kind of difficult because, I mean, like just on the surface alone, like just being in like a courtroom and like, you're talking money and then you put on a Jesus mask and you start freaking out.
He also said in quotation that the lawyers don't have the right to see his face. That's why. And they say his voice was muffled after.
Maybe they don't.
You know. And all this went down in 10 minutes, man. Like, bruh,
that seems unlikely.
That seems like the max. That's like, bro, I don't know, man. It almost seems like Kanye is like this mega diva, you know what I mean? Like, we just came, sat down, and immediately we opened up the papers. He's just like, you know, just all this shit went down. All this shit went down. Like, we didn't even get a word in. Just zipped up his to the left.
The fact that he came in there with the hood, with the mask, is kind of weird. Like, how did he plan that out? Did he plan to go in there and just be like, I'm going to put on this mask and I'm going to scare them?
He's rocking this Yeezys. You know, he's designing clothes all day, man. That's what he does. So he was like, yo, I'm going to rock the... You know, if this is like, probably if this deposition doesn't go well, I'll turn into Jesus. No.
That's unfair. You can't just throw it on Jesus.
And he's like, yo, look at Jesus. Do you feel guilty?
You're going to sue Jesus? He's already crucified. Like, what the...
Kanye, can you take off the mask? I'm Jesus now.
Yeah. That's really messed up.
No. Yeah, no. Obviously, we're gonna have fun with that. That title, that topic title, I literally just got it off the blog as it was. So it literally sounds as crazy as it looks. But
I wish there was a video. I would pay money to see that thing.
Word. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, man, because some of the stuff I don't know, man. I don't know. You're right. We're only hearing one side of it. I would need to know the full scope because, yeah, man. Every time, man. this dude just needs to work on music, man. What is all this bullshit, bro?
I know.
This is like what is Kanye doing in the courtroom? You know what I mean? Clearly he's not one of the Yeezy lawyers.
Yeah. Why is he always? You think there would be a position in the company where he could just send someone?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, you shouldn't have to go.
You should have to go with the Jesus man.
Every time you go.
Every time it goes bad, goes awry. But I don't know.
But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Our last topic in the global news is Juice WRLD is set to release a new posthumous project and HBO documentary. And I think the title was Party Never Ends.
Yeah.
The Party Never Ends. So how do you feel about this, Soy?
It's weird, and I don't subscribe to artists that are dead that are releasing music because it is a money grab. Like this is like how many albums have come out with Juice WRLD while he passed away. You know what I mean? Like
they know that like Juice WRLD was just about recording freestyles, right? That was his whole like music style. So he was always in the, they said he would record his album in a day type thing, So I would imagine like they just have like hard drives of content with him, So
yeah,
where you can expect Juice WRLD to be in the game like for the next 10 years maybe.
Jeez.
And like the fans enjoyed the content he was putting out, so I think that's what it is.
Yeah, the doc I would be interested to see because the documentary would be maybe just like a kind of an in-depth look into like how he records or kind of like that. That's cool. I'm actually gonna watch that.
An HBO doc, yeah, that's genius. That's how to roll out this album for sure. Because fans are definitely still excited about Juice WRLD. It's still like, definitely to a lot of people, it still hits close to home. So yeah, documentary with the album, that's they know what they're doing. And I feel like Juice WRLD's like family, his estate is definitely involved in like the rollout, like whatever his percentage was in the label in his situation is now like his mom or whoever is representing him that comes and makes these decisions with these albums. So that's pretty dope. So we know it's kind of like Biggie's situation. And I feel like there's two sides to it, like with what you're saying with like, it is a money grab, but at the same time, it is still like if...
It's just going to sit there.
Yeah, exactly. If Juice WRLD died and the label was not trying to do this, then that's like it. His mom cannot expect anything else from Juice WRLD's music, right? But the fact that the label is hustling as ugly as it looks, it's still gonna be feeding his family. Same with Biggie, man. Every fucking other year we get a Biggie documentary, and we know why. Because it's not because we don't have all the information.
Yeah.
But it's it's new content. It's a great story. It's a great story, and it's gonna go back to Biggie's mom.
That's true.
So there's two parts to it.
Yeah.
And again, Juice WRLD is a sad story, but I think the culture is gonna be excited for this.
Yeah.
For sure.
I just think you gotta be really careful the way you do it. Like the Mac Miller Circles album, he was pretty much almost done with that, and he had the concept like fully fledged, and then he had someone that was like working closely with Mac finish the album, and it came out, and it was a really beautiful album, unbelievably sad, but like a really, really nice album, and it was done with a lot of respect, you know what I mean, for the fans and for just everyone that cared about him. And I just see how much music and like all these features that he's on, and he's just like, I keep thinking like he's not here. Like it just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean it's the game, man. That's all it is. When you're signed to a label, like that's the job. They're giving you an advance, and your job is recording music, right? And so, but like that's all the music you're recording is theirs. You know what I mean? Like so that's so you're recording music for them.
Yeah.
So every verse you ever did while you were signed is theirs. So that's really what it is when it's coming out and you're hearing, Mac Miller's been dead for how long, and there's a new song with him featured on it. It's the label, eating, but at least it's good to know that whatever Mac Miller's portion of that was, is still going to his people, right? So,
right.
Yeah, the game must go on.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta have a good contract, man. That's why, Nipsey had a bar like, yo, I'm the type of nigga own the masters to my tape. Look, I'm the master of my fate, and I'm the type of nigga own the master to my tapes. basically owns everything. Like even like not just the album that he put out, but all of Nipsey's tapes are on Spotify because he owned all the masters. He went and cleared all those samples so they would own it. And now it's like you don't have to question on what percentage is the label gonna give to his family, you know, Lauryn Hill and his kids. It's like it's 100% because he owned it.
Right.
You know, and that's the game.
It's pretty awesome.
But yeah, shout out to Juice World. We're definitely looking forward to this. The party never ends. HBO documentary. I don't have HBO, so you know how I'll be watching it.
Yeah, we're gonna pirate that.
So yeah, that concludes our global news in the world of hip hop. Now we're gonna do our weekly Lifted Ones update. So you wanna hit us off with that?
Sure. So big thing, we just dropped a cipher.
Yeah.
So if you're on this YouTube channel right now, or you're listening on a streaming platform, make sure you go to the YYC Hip Hop Daily YouTube channel, watch that cipher, give it a like, give it a comment, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
It was a really, really great video. We had Kevin and Andre were filming it, and Andre edited it as well. And it came out really great, so shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much. And yeah, it's exciting because it's going to be a recurring thing, and hopefully it helps grow the channel, and hopefully, you guys see the effort that's put into there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of effort that goes behind the scenes that a lot of people just don't see. Like a lot of money spent, a lot of time. So if you have, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
You have 5 minutes of your day. Just check it out. It's really great.
100% on this same channel. Yeah, and what else do we got coming? The interviews. Definitely look forward to our YYC Hip Hop Daily interviews. Is going to be on this YouTube channel. So in-person interviews that will be shot at the studio, Solid Studios. The next cipher we're going to be shooting end of this month is going to be a 5-person cipher. So we're going to have 5 MCs in this one. So definitely expect a lot more content on this YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and if you're listening to this podcast on a podcast platform, follow us, and then go find the YouTube channel and subscribe. And yeah, follow Lifted Ones on Instagram, Lifted_ones, and Solace Studios is Solace Studios YYC and YYC Hip Hop Daily.
Word.
Yeah. And so on to our national.
Okay, for national news, I wanted to talk about, so we didn't do the podcast last week. I want to explain myself.
Yeah.
I know there's people that listen to this every week, so I'm doing this for you.
Word.
I was working a job. It was basically out of town. I was driving around Alberta in a 5-ton truck, which, believe it or not, is a little scary. You kind of have to be aware the whole time, but I was driving 12 hours a day, working 4-6 hours a day. So it was tough, and then we got to the last job. It was the last day. It was about 10 a.m. And I was just in the zone, man. I was killing it. And I have gotten very strong from this job. So I was kind of just like jumping everywhere, and I was like pulling myself up on my own weight, just doing crazy stuff. And I got to the edge of the truck, and this is where I was foolish. My confidence took over a little too much, bro. And I looked, and my boss was with me. He's like, "Hey, can you go grab whatever is left? Just like clean up." Mm-hmm. I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." So I look at the edge of the truck, and I just jumped.
Yeah.
And I jumped because I was like, I can do this.
Damn.
I had no thought that anything bad would happen. Even though I know it's so dumb. But yeah, my knee basically like my knee went like this and like snapped. If anyone can't hear it, basically like encaved on itself.
Damn.
And it was extremely painful. I'm not sure what's wrong because they said 2 weeks. Like I had to go to so basically I was in Fort McMurray, so I still had to drive 8 hours to get back, which sucked. It's like sweating while I was driving. It was so much pain. I'm like, oh my God. But we got back and I went to the doctor, and the doctor basically did x-rays, and he's like, yeah, we can't see anything. So it's not bones. So just wait 2 weeks, and if it's still bad, you got to go see a specialist. And it's almost been 2 weeks, and the shit is not fixed.
Pressure, yeah.
So, yeah, it's an unfortunate situation. So apologies to anyone that was wondering where the podcast was last week. I did some dumb shit. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a quick recovery because the gym's just opened up.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to work out. I really, really miss running on a treadmill and just kind of being in the zone at the gym. You know what I mean? But yeah, just anyone that's out there, just give positive vibes, please. It's just such a weird inconvenience. But yeah, that's what went down.
We're definitely sending positive vibes your way.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, definitely send positive vibes, guys, if you're listening. So yeah, onto our local. So Alberta loosens restrictions. So just like you said, gyms are opening up. I think restaurants have a capacity now, or maybe it's just patios.
No, I think they can dine in.
There's a capacity now at restaurants. Like just last week, it was like no patio or dine in. So like, yeah.
What a leap.
So we've come a long way, and so we're hoping, again, for us, we're just making sure in Alberta that the hospital numbers stay low, the people in ICU and the people that are just being treated for COVID, so we don't overwhelm the healthcare system.
Right.
And so I think they're just gonna monitor it for the next like 2 to 3 weeks. And if everything is good, like what I'm hearing is they're gonna try to move us into a next phase, which should be either the phase right before completely no restrictions or no restrictions. So how do you feel about that?
I'm definitely excited. Like, I mean, I wish I could. I miss the gym so much, bro. I miss just seeing a bunch of people together. I love the energy of people. Like, I know when things like open up fully, the energy is going to be insane. It's going to be so nice to go do shows again, live music. Just please come back. And I am very happy. I got my first vaccine because I definitely was one of those people that was a little nervous. I was just kind of like scared to get it for some reason. I don't know. You hear all these conspiracy theories and you're just like, oh God, you don't know what's real, what's not. And then you kind of just look at it and you're like, well, I looked at it as far as like, okay, I am an avid traveler. Like, I love to travel. I love to go places. And I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to go anywhere unless I have these vaccines. So just went through with it. I would suggest anyone that's listening, just get your vaccine. Just let's just fucking get this shit over with.
That's really what it is. I feel like in addition to obviously keeping the hospital numbers low, the main plan is get everyone double vaccinated as soon as possible. I think they're trying to do like 70% of Alberta, and then they'll do completely mask off. And I think we're at like 60 something or something like that. So yeah, I think it just comes down to it. Like the people that are on the fence just need to just go get a vaccine and, go get closer, So if you're listening, we definitely are, pro-vaccine here, definitely promoting the vaccine here. Definitely take your vaccine if you're in Alberta so we can get closer to reopening. But yeah, we're all looking forward to this. I think the city of Calgary is trying to have a stampede this summer. Don't know what that would look like.
I think they said it was not happening.
Oh, they said that's not happening?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so
Pretty sad.
we're trying to open up, but we're also being pretty realistic, so it's at the end of the day, I think September is for us is what mask off completely would look like. And yeah, honestly, it's not ideal, but as far as it's imminent, as far as it's inevitable,
Right.
then I'm here for it. So yeah, it's looking good. I'm happy for Alberta.
Word. Yeah.
Yeah. So on to our artist motivation. We're reading out of the Wing Chun Compendium, which has some Chinese idioms in it. Let's see. Have no wants, have no not wanting.
What the hell? You want to try another one?
Nah, man, we've been on like a roll of always killing them.
Right.
I just read them consecutively. So have no want, have no not wanting.
Have no wants, have no not wanting. Have no not wanting. What does that mean? I just don't understand the English.
I think whenever it's two negatives, it cancels each other in English, you know. So if I was to say, don't not pick up your phone,
So pick it up.
that would mean pick it up. So those two no's cancel each other. So have no wants, have wanting. Let me think about this one more time.
Anyone listening right now is just like as confused, like
Yeah.
the silence is thought, and we
Yeah, we're just thinking. We're just like, what? Yeah, man, we usually are able to, you know, some of them do leave us like kind of dumbfounded, but we usually come to something.
Okay, so can you say it one more time?
Have no wants, have no not wanting.
Have no not wanting. So it's saying the same thing, right? It's saying the same thing twice?
All right, what does the first one mean? Have no wants. I feel like to have no desires, right? Like to be someone who's not like always wanting stuff, right? So have no desires.
Maybe like
To have no wants, and that's full stop. Have no not wanting. So what does it mean to not want something?
have no not wants.
Exactly. So what does it mean to not want something?
You don't desire it. You're not looking at it like you need it.
I'm not. Exactly. I not want it. And so have no not wantings would mean to have wantings. They cancel each other. That's what I'm saying. So have no want is to have wantings. There we go. That's it. All right.
So how does it go?
So have no want, have no not wantings. Have no not wanting. Again, I'm going back to my original thought of if there's two in the English language, if there's two negatives, they cancel each other.
Okay.
So that have no not want would be, those no and not will cancel each other, will be have wanting. And someone can think about this when they listen to this later. But the conclusion I'm coming to here is that if it is saying have no want and have wanting, it almost means like if you say your true passion is music, then have no other wants. You know what I mean?
Focus.
Have no other wants. And that would allow you to have this wanting to have music.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
in the context of being an artist, that's what that means, you know. Don't get distracted. Allow yourself, have no other wants, have no other distractions, and music will be your distraction. Music will be your one distraction.
That's actually a fact.
Big
I am
facts.
experiencing this. This is very relevant.
Word.
You have to
So-
sacrifice a lot.
You do. So that was a Chinese idiom from the Book of Idioms.
That one kind of fucked me up.
So you want to take us away with our conclusion?
Yeah, man. This has been episode. What episode is this? 50. Oh shit, bro. Episode 50 of Just Kicking It. We're almost at 52. I mean, we definitely passed a year now because we've missed some episodes.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for more than a year, which is crazy to think about. Time flies. But this is episode 50. This is a big one. I don't know why, but 50 is always just.
Yeah, 50 is a good number, man. Yeah.
But thank you guys for listening so much. Always, anyone that made it to the end of this podcast, please leave a comment and like this video. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Music. Give us 5 stars, all that jazz. Thank you so much. Make sure you follow us. You can follow me at The Only True SOY. View show.
Poliano_DA_Don, or you could type Polo Show into Instagram. Should come up.
And follow us, Lifted_ones. Follow us at YYC Hip Hop Daily, spelt exactly like that. And Solace Studios YYC. We here. We got brands. We're killing it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Peace out.
Peace.